Hey, YouTube, Crash is back. Once again, sooner than I thought. This time it's not a couple weeks or maybe a month, but long story short, I got a call yesterday from my prosthetic office. Um, for those of y'all that don't know, I know there's a couple new ones around here. If ever do anything good at describing or explaining things, here goes. Integrity Prosthetics and Orthotics. There's an office in Lakeland that I go to. There's another one in Winter Haven. I don't know of any more because I guess I'm lazy and don't do my research. I don't really think it's that, but those are the nearby ones for me. I haven't been to the Winter Haven one yet. I guess useless information, but I'm gonna have to go over and pop over there today. That's why I told you that. So give me a second. Um, I went there today. I had a bunch of students there again, a bunch of young ladies and a bunch of young gentlemen that are sitting there trying to get into the field of prosthetics and orthotics. If I can make this somewhat understandable, bear with me. Uh, there's a good amount there today. I'm not going to do numbers, but I'd say over 20, maybe 30. They're pretty good, big, just round the table all the way around. There was everybody there that works at Integrity. Obviously, they still got to run the business, so it's fun to sit there and try to do like this out back on top of still running out front with all the orthotics, because that's, I guess, another useless fact for most people, but that seems to be the most busy, like the most I see in there. You see, I see a lot of amputees, and I always try, unless they don't look like they're much for conversation. They don't want to. I always try to talk to everybody I can that I see there, but they were just like I was saying, in and out, trying to. But Chris, Ed, everybody there. I'm not always saying the names because they're fully staffed. Without going too far into it, like I always do, they're great people. They are just amazing people. Obviously, they treat me really good. I mean, that's obvious. But you can probably, honestly, you probably ask anybody that goes to them. I would imagine. No, but no matter what, somebody somewhere, some business is always going to have somebody that's upset. You forgot the mustard, or you didn't put enough ice in my Coke, or you forgot my foot. No, that doesn't happen. I'm kidding. But you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. It was really cool. It was really fun. There was two other gentlemen there. There was the gentleman from last time. I'm not going to say their names because I didn't ask, so just like usual. But there was a new gentleman there I met. Awesome guy. Like, actually, awesome guy. I had lunch with him in between the two seminars. Maybe you can call it that, seminars. Uh, yeah, had a good lunch with him. That was pretty cool. Nice little diner. They even had live music. Had a dude in the corner playing guitar, and it was good. I didn't hear some old classics, but I heard some real good ones, and everybody joined in too. It was really decent. You'd have to go, but you'd have to be around Lakeland too, I guess, or come visit. You know. Back to the story. Went there for lunch, did whatever. He's a real cool guy. If Let's see if I can remember right. I'm gonna have to see where I was sitting at the table. If my brain works, I think he was a right leg, and he was below knee. He was a really cool guy. He's been that way for a while. Again, I'd have to meet him more. My memory, I don't, I hate making excuses, but my memory sometimes is. If you ever seen that movie with 10 Second Tom, it's sometimes. But yeah, he's a real cool guy, regardless of the name, just like the other gentleman. The other gentleman's a little older, I believe. Not that that matters. Either way, he's same thing, right leg, but above the knee amputee. So he's got this crazy. I mean, he went in even more depth with this today. Like I joke with y'all and everything, and say Iron Man's better looking cousin, even though obviously, you know. Uh, this guy has a microprocessor in his leg. He's got hydraulic oil, hydraulic actuators. There's a gyro in there. This is insane. Absolutely insane. I think it's like a $10,000 leg, maybe, but you got to pay for this stuff. It's just unbelievable. So anybody that's already in the above knee world, you know more there because you need a knee when you're above the knee. You need to have some kind of joint there, some kind of hinge. I'm not trying to be funny, seriously. You need something to swing there unless you just want to kick your leg out to the side. And I've seen that too, even with the running blades. It just looks like one long broomstick almost. And then it's not to insult anybody, and it's got the blade of the foot on the other end of it. And that's what they do, especially when they run, they kick it out to the side and bring it back in, depending if they have the other leg or not. I'd imagine that'd be pretty difficult, maybe impossible, as much as I don't like to believe in that word, to do double. I don't know. I don't want to find out, but if they do, I mean, hit me up in the comments or something. I'd love to meet you or talk to you. That would be insane. But he is really good with this. I mean, at least in his 60s, and he's been doing this for a while. He's been an amputee for a while. I think he used to do something with a newspaper company, so I'm sure it's just constant picking up, putting down, running, go, 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 go. And no, really cool guy. He showed up again, and if I can just stop this introduction from being so long, not saying any names at the same time. Really cool. The guy that works at the Winter Haven office, he was the one doing like the literal laser pointer with the slides and everything, had the students around the table and all that. And one of us went up each time at the end after they went over a bunch of the points. If any of y'all care, just stuff like percentages. How many of the patients that are amputees are this because of a traumatic injury or accident? How many were in this position because of circulation issues, diabetes, cancer, a whole bunch of unfortunate things. You know, it's not, even though it happens more or less with this, if you couldn't see, motorcycle accidents, there's so many more things. I've heard just as many stories, honestly, about people crashing in a car, and without getting too graphic, you know, the front end gets pushed in, the dashboard comes down, and enough said. You know, end of story right there. So thank God I wasn't driving. Ooh, thank God I wasn't driving my Mustang. That would have been a loss I couldn't have got over. I miss my old girl, my old 1800 Boulevard, Betty. But see, there we go, getting sidetracked again, thinking of motors. Either way, thankful she's still here. Thank God I didn't take her. Thank God I was fixing the brakes. I ran a new brake line that night. Nice stainless steel from LMR. So another shout out. None of these people pay me or hook me up. Well, I mean, in general, but not extra or special. They're Mustang stuff, great company. But back to the story and the point. It's really cool. I mean, there's not, they go over the slides, like I said, and like I was just telling you, you know, the pie charts with percentages on what's what and why they're this way and everything, and just going through stuff. If you're not in this world, you might not even have a clue. But gait training and angles with you pivoting your hip and how you're locking and unlocking, and just there's so many things. It's really cool, and to see a lot of these people just kind of be happy about it. And what do I know, I guess, but it seems like a good chunk of them, a good handful of them were interested. They were paying attention. You know, you could see some kind of just elbowing others, giggling, laughing. Not saying they were all, you know what I mean. I'm not trying to talk poorly. I'm not saying they were screwing off or anything, but you could see the people that were like really into it, and you could see the people that were probably just over it. Okay, I'll do this, I'll put in the work, I'll do, you know, the books and the test or whatever, but this presentation's like, yeah, you know, they probably didn't really care. But there's just so many people, so many awesome people, talking to them personally, one-on-one, going around the room answering questions and stuff. And my favorite one is your motorcycle modified? I said, no, not the bike and not my Mustang, that's 5-speed. And then just to see their faces, I don't know, it's funny. How's that work? You don't have ankles, you can't, but I make it work. Like everything else, like the phone mount on my leg. And I'm gonna drop this in to get off the point again. But as soon as I figure it out, I didn't explain it good enough, I guess. But with the audio, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because, again, it's the eBay headset or whatever. I love it too, and it'll stay on 100% for like 3 or 4 days if I ride every single day. Doesn't matter. But it just, for some reason, maybe it's just me, I can't link from here to out here, but I can't get my microphone. Both those videos I uploaded, I was talking the whole time, just in case, but it didn't come through. So if I can figure out either A, how to do voiceover, or B, just figure out how to get the mic to link. You know, I put more of the cash into, obviously, the house and kids and all that stuff, and I don't really sit there and buy a whole bunch of crazy new this, that, and the other. But if I had a couple extra dollars, especially not now with the baby, but to get that silly GoPro, I would have done that. Even, I don't know if y'all can see it without moving this too much, but yeah, I got this. That's just the standard phone mount right there on my leg. It's pretty cool. I still dig it. But on the left side, you can't see on the inside of the boot, it's got that little 1-pin mount, that little 1-screw mount, so the GoPro will go right in to my leg. It'll screw on. So it's, I mean, super easy. So I'll get one. I'm slacking on that, and I'd rather buy, you know, a stator or a clutch first than I would a camera, because I can't really do much with the camera if I'm not riding. Anyways, way detoured off that, but we're going to do more stuff with that, especially with the guy that was there today. he was telling me, giving me a few pointers and stuff. And I know I could just ask. I know enough of y'all and enough people and everything, but pride or ignorance, whatever it is, I just can't think to remember to ask. And yeah, I don't know. I'll get there. I'll get it eventually. Thank you for sticking around, please. Those of y'all that just popped in, those of y'all that have been here, thankfully. Like, I recognize y'all. It doesn't tell me who likes things, but it tells me, whenever y'all leave a, it goes the voice, whenever y'all leave a comment or whenever y'all subscribe. And even subscribers. I don't know why that happens. It just every once in a while it'll say, hey, so-and-so subscribed. Awesome. Check it, and then the next day it'll be down by a couple, and even if it goes up by 5, which is done before, it won't tell me one single subscriber that joined. So maybe I'm going to lean towards that. Once again, I'm probably doing something wrong. But, yeah, cool dude. Give me a bunch of pointers. Even like this, putting it sideways, maybe, hopefully, that'll come in better. I don't know about the mic going over or anything. I actually remembered to hit record this time. Things like that. But, again, I didn't already say it 100 times. Appreciate y'all for sticking around, popping in, doing whatever you do before the end of the video so I can get this out too. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, I really appreciate it. You got that little bell thingy down there, and hit that. But you know how much you want to see my ugly mug, or if you care about any of this stuff, anything, whether it's random poor quality videos with motorcycle stuff or the leg cam, because like I said, that's coming. More of that, and it's going to get better. I don't know how, but especially if I can throw this out there too, thank you for a bunch of y'all that left your comments and pointers and anything you left at all, a like, a view, whatever it is, I appreciate it all. But especially with, like, say, if I can think here, the city riding, I'm going to be shifting all the time. I could put the phone on my right leg, obviously, but I'd have to stay in the left lane to see a lot of it, or whatever, because on the back road, you're just going to be seeing what would be beautiful, the Spanish moss, and look, you can see right there, going the wrong way, right there. You see all that stuff, the beautiful trees, woods everywhere, and if you get far enough out in Florida, it's disappearing slowly, unfortunately. But if you get away from the subdevelopments and all these weird storage unit things, not the shipping containers, like what I used to do, but these storage unit facilities that are popping up everywhere, I don't understand that either. I don't know. Back on subject though. Once I get that going, it'll be better. Once I get the voiceover, hopefully the mic. That's what I really want. Not that anybody's probably dying to hear all this, rocks and gravel. But for the chance that some of y'all might, I don't know. We're gonna go for that. I'd try some different things too, especially like maybe getting the camera angle right. Because the other problem too is I have to face the screen towards the mount and then face the camera the other way, so I can't see the screen. I can't see which way it's pointed. I'll go down the road a little ways, record it, stop, and I'll look at it, and if that angle looks good, that's what I did the last time, then I'll just sit there and leave the phone mount where it is in that position and look at it. And if it's good enough, then I'll just put it right back in that position and finish the video. So we'll stick with stuff like that. But again, slowly but surely, the GoPro, that'd be cool, especially if you could do both back and then frontwards, because I did one video where it was facing behind me. I mean, I don't know right now, really, without going on the back roads and going anywhere else besides really just riding around here. But I mean, I go on back roads as much as possible. Unfortunately, I got to roll through the city when it comes to these doctor's appointments and stuff, but try not to if I can help it. I like the long twisties. I like just cruising, just pretty much same exact as the rest of y'all that ride, but that'll be going soon. Other than, like I said, us going up at the meeting, we'll come back to that now. That was really it as far as me going there and the other guys. It was like 10 o'clock, 10:30 when we finally started the first one. We went for an hour or so, maybe less. Lunchtime, breakout, do whatever. That's when I went with that cool guy I met today. Go grab a bite to eat. In the meantime, I went back and finished it up, and it was cool. They bring them out back too, because we're lucky without stretching this too far. Me too, I put myself in there, obviously. With this company, I would have to check again with the Winter Haven one, because I'm not sure. But the Lakeland one has the lab right out back. So there's no, like the other company I went with for the, I don't know, month maybe, or whatever. There's no sending out the mold. There's no taking the mold and the measurements and then whatever they put up in the paperwork. They go from where they are in the room with me to the casting, just like, again, if you haven't seen the previous videos, just like when you break a bone, it's like the same casting material. They just have you wear that liner that I have around my leg under this, that gray one, and then they put like this. It's Saran wrap, but it's green. I don't think that has anything to do with it, just the color. But wrap that around, then put the cast around it. That way they can just slide it off your leg after. If you put just the casting material on your sleeve, it's got some kind of cloth, almost like a little bit of a thin shirt. Because rubber on carbon fiber, how would I get my leg inside my leg? And I'd make that make sense, but do with what you may. Um, that I don't know. That's really cool. They do that too. I know I was telling you about the lab out back. The fact that they can do that. I mean, it's not. You put your money in the red box, and then as soon as you pick a DVD, it pops out. Maybe some it might be, but sometimes they even get it done that day. But there's a lot that goes into it: adjustments, and fittings, and just like you're going on a movie set or something. I don't know. There's always things that could happen. The new guy I saw today, he's got, without talking poorly, he's got the bone. It's the shin bone or whatever. That the way that stops at the end. I guess they were explaining it to where the bone will still form by itself, because unfortunately, like what I thought was a screw forever, you get like the bone spurs and they continue to grow. So his actually went a little beyond. It's almost like your fingers. You see how obviously the middle one sticks out a little bit more. It's almost that same way. It was just sticking out just a shy bit more on the end with the shin. And he couldn't walk because it was bone with maybe a debit card thickness in between his bone and the skin. So that on the socket, and just I don't even want to go any further. I couldn't imagine how that felt. So the sleeve, if I can spit it out, the sleeve is just like the ones I used to. It's that really stretchy, clear one, but that was ripping. It was just tearing up my scar tissue and all that. It was making it so it was always just like chapped lips, just always not happy at all. But he's got it. It's working for him, and his actually has a little, I guess I'll call it a blowout. So at the bottom of the sleeve, instead of just being round with your leg, right where that bone's sticking out, there's actually part of that sleeve that's formed around the bone. So it does come out. I don't want to say it looks like, a nose on the end or anything like that, but it's almost like that. It's like a little bump on the end. Maybe a ping pong ball, maybe smaller. So that's really cool to see that. I've never seen that in person before. See something that would be that painful, especially. But he was, if anybody cares, motorcycle accident. The guy that has the crazy microprocessing, like Iron Man leg, motorcycle accident. Just in case, maybe y'all haven't ridden yet. Maybe you're hopping on this channel. Maybe you're thinking about it. Just know, just like anything, there's risks, and the things that hang over the sides of the bike are like the number one thing if you don't go over. Ask me how I know that's fun. So that's it. Without carrying this on too long and making this too cringy. That was really cool. It was really awesome to go there and see everybody and talk to everybody. I'm hoping too, because again, this is just me assuming. I didn't ask a lot of the students personally, but I see a couple of them and they had one of just like the socket without the bottom piece, the foot, without all this, just the socket. And they were passing that around so they could see what it was like. And a lot of them, in my opinion, took it and looked at it like, you know what I mean? Like the first time seeing a football, didn't even know what is this thing? How does it work? So between that and there was a nice lady, again, not speaking names yet, she was saying something along the line, she wished she had a couple of these. Like you go to an office, a doctor's office, they have the skeleton sometimes. They have like a chunk of the spine there with the muscles. Obviously it's fake and it's rubber muscles, but whatever, some kind of diagram, something to show. And she was saying she didn't even have anything. She was trying to explain the pin lock, like I showed y'all with the cool pins. Just pop it out just in case. Like I said, new subscribers, who knows? I also got something I want to show y'all. I got a new edition. Surprise. But all right, if we can get this in view. Yeah, the gold pin there. She doesn't have anything like that. I have an old socket, one of these. It doesn't fit me anymore. If anything, it would just put me in a lot of pain. Again, every 6 months to a year, unless you're lucky and go further. I have that sitting there. It's doing nothing. I haven't done so much yet, but I am going to do a bunch of stuff like the hole in my boot. I'm definitely, no matter what, if y'all steal my idea or whatever, at least someone did it. Cut part of this socket out here. It's just either way, whatever, you know, because it's got the little rounded edge here. So I can use whatever angle I need. It's really thin down here. It's really thick up here. And I can cut that off as long as I can attach it to my boot. I don't have a real foot, so I could literally put a steel plate on the inside of my boot and just rivet the carbon fiber to that steel plate. Done. Like, stamped, done. So that would be cool. But back to the story again, they don't have a way to show it. They don't have any sleeves like this. Like just they even have, I don't know, right there cut, so they just have the bottom section of the sleeve with this pin. They can show them how it engages and how it clicks, and then I just hit the button to disengage it. And I've tried to show y'all too the two different forms I've had between the vacuum and between the pin. But I mean, there's so many different kinds. There's even kinds where the socket right here, it's made out of, they might make it out of carbon, but the ones I've seen are plastic, and they'll have like sections cut out, almost like race cars, where you cut out some of the bumpers, you take out some of the quarter panels, you tuck, you know, all that stuff. It's almost like that, but then it's got straps around it, and I'm sure that's strategically placed for whatever the doctors decided was the best. But that way, when you go in the leg, instead of a pin holding you in the bottom, or you'd have the vacuum section up top holding you in the leg, this is essentially like a seat belt for your leg. And I may be missing it, I may be describing it wrong or incorrectly, but I see them pop up on Instagram all the time too, that ad. And yeah, and anybody's gonna say, oh, this is the best thing ever, but the company's giving me money to say this, but this is the best thing ever, and all that. And I don't know if they are doing that, but you know, most of them do. And that's pretty cool too, even for above the knee, like the guy that was there today. He said that, and even the Bob, I can't talk, the boss, I don't know if that's who he is, but I think he's the main guy, the boss over in Winter Haven. He was saying that a lot of the above knees, they actually go like way up to the hip, almost where it follows that line where your leg meets your hip. And I know y'all have heard me if you watch some of these. The liner itself on my leg, how that goes all the way up to my hip, that is just really annoying. Obviously, it's not painful or anything. It's just, it gets annoying. It's rubber, it's a wetsuit, it's all the way up my leg, you know, Florida, humidity. Anyways, they said that is so uncomfortable, so painful to have pretty much what feels, in a sense, like plastic, this plastic cup going on your leg with all these attachments, and then you'll have like the things I showed you, the vacuum, the pin lock setup and all that. Then you got a couple of different variations of this from what I've seen, but the style I told you where they got a bunch of cutouts, so it's like the whole thing kind of moves. If you've seen the inside of a hard hat, kind of like that mesh in there, or no, not the MIPS on the motorcycle helmet, I guess that's not the same thing, but almost like a hard hat. So it's like a flexible shell, but then you have all those cinch points to tighten it down on this side, loosen it up on the front, cinch it down a little bit in the back. So no matter how swollen you are, if y'all have heard me complain about that with the 3 and 6 ply socks, they have 1 ply too, all that stuff, and just constantly having to deal with that. I know this life, at least mine now, it's never the same, and it's never super like just right out the door, let's go. It's, unfortunately, it is what it is, but I'm gonna deal with it. It's just with that, I guess, I don't know. I've never tried one. I've never seen one in front of me, just in pictures and videos. But I can imagine how that'd be nice. You just, wherever you feel the pain and pressure, you release or you cinch down, is essentially what I'm getting. I don't really know. The other style, there's one where, I guess we're gonna do a couple informative things. There's actually a strap attached to this. So when you go to drop down in the socket itself, there's a cut, some kind of opening somewhere in it where that strap will go down, and you'll pull that down and you'll pull it through, and your leg will be stuck in there with that strap. Then you gotta come up here, and I don't know a lot about that, I'll be honest, but I think it attaches on the hip somehow with some kind of brace or something that attaches to you. So it's all how to keep the fake body part attached to your body. So that's all it is. It's just the best, most comfortable way. But I think that's really it, if I can remember right. Like there's vacuum suspension like I have with the sleeve, but down where I have my little pin, I guess it's a good thing I popped it off. Down where I have the pin lock set up, like the quick release, there's an actual pump. It's an electric pump, and it's literally a vacuum pump. It has a battery pack, just, you know, along the same lines as an Impact or anything else. And every time you lose vacuum, it's constantly making up for that. So if your suction falls below whatever it feels, it probably has some kind of pressure sensor in it, I imagine. I don't know, PSI or all that, but as soon as it does that, it just keeps suction all the time. So that's really cool. That's another version of that. The pin locks, I don't know. I know there's a bunch of different lengths and sizes and whatever, but I don't think there's too many. There is, I know I brought this one up. There is one that they're doing lately, and again, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is more in like older people, not old, older, or the elderly, where if y'all know anything about dentures, that's the best way to explain it. But with dentures, they actually have a type where they have the tooth on a metal post and it screws into your jaw. Now, keep your teeth, man. Brush them, do what you got to do. Avoid all that. I hate dental work, but it's just solidly affixed to your jaw. So it makes sense. You don't have to worry about the glue epoxy stuff or any of the other stuff they use and all that. But it's the same thing. Somehow they attach like a pin slash rod to your actual leg, whether you're above knee, below the knee, and it goes to your bone. So that way you're not even using a vacuum, you're not using any kind of strap or anything. It's just that metal that's sticking out of your, I mean, it's like a piercing. The skin heals around it. It's just, I got a uneasy, even with all this, even with seeing all this, even with all this, I still have a weak stomach. But that's pretty crazy to see that. And that's not for, as far as I understand it, that's not for high activity. You're not going to want to go running too hard. I mean, I'm sure you could probably go light jogging, little fast walking, whatever, stuff like that. But when it comes to really actually running for miles and miles and really wearing yourself out, or high impact sports, anything like that, or maybe, I don't know, when it comes to work either. I don't know. I probably wouldn't want to throw a bundle of shingles over my shoulder again with a metal rod coming out, because I don't know. I really don't know. But that's kind of cool how that works, though. I mean, it's 100% quick disconnect, again, like the steering wheel in a race car. You just pop that center button and the whole steering wheel comes out. Or like this pin lock, it just put it on there and lock it. That's it. Boom. Done. There's no pin you got to worry about doing any of this where there's no sleeves to roll up and down, any of that. And as far as I can understand it with that, you might not even have to worry about socks with the ply. I'm not speaking on it because I don't know. That's another one I have not seen in person. But it's crazy things. And just learning all this and meeting these cool people. That guy I met today was awesome. He was like the best one there talking wise and just describing things. Just real outgoing, real positive guy. You know, if you're barely awake or don't have much energy, he's probably not somebody you want to be around. But I mean, I would. He's awesome. We'll stop it there without too long of a pause. If I can calm down. I'm still really excited. That was a cool day. That was a really cool day. I love seeing my processes and all those people. And I love seeing happy people. And I love seeing people that are happy, that are new, that are trying to get into this field, or that are getting into this field. That's really cool and really incredible. And it's nice that not even just me, maybe somebody else too, can just really push the point. And like y'all are super important. It's not just blowing smoke or anything like that. What you do, every appointment, every phone call, everything. Maybe again, I'm just speaking on my own part, but huge when it comes into this whole world. You're not just the doctor that helps somebody with a prosthetic leg. Like I've been knowing and going to these people for 5 years. 5 years. I don't try to shake hands all the time. If anything, I try to hug. I try to thank you. I mean, talk person to person or whatever. I don't go to dinners with them. I don't know, everything. All the kids, all the family. I don't, nothing like that. But I know the father and son. I know all of them there. They know me, fortunately and unfortunately for them. But it's just something I really wanted to get across. And maybe if they can see me and how I truly felt about it, because like even I told my process today, I said, even just like you, before when I was first doing this, and I was like, we won't bring it up, but I wasn't this bubbly, goofy, whatever. I wasn't positive at all, actually. And I would go there mopey in my chair, and I'd have my one leg, and then my one not leg, and then my hands all in those braces and stuff, couldn't even do nothing. And just him going and saying, we're going to do this and blah, 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 but what do you like to do, the whole thing, they're going to try to get you back to your old life. But the main thing they want to say, like, what do you want to do? They're obviously not going to set you up with something so you can go jogging down the road for 6 hours if you're like, well, now at this point in life, I just sit in the carport. It's for you. But for them to sit there and do what they've done with me and many other people, it's not just my office. I can speak on that even though I don't know the others. I've seen it, I've heard about it. There are people that care, and there are people that are like, hey, why don't we try this? Instead of, well, no, this is textbook, this is how we've done it, blah, blah, you want some other way, go find somebody else. They try. They try, the shop will turn you down to rebuild. So no, it won't worth it. It's not worth it. Too many miles, blocks just wore out. No sense. Can't even sleeve it. And then you go to integrity in this world, and no, bring it in. We'll give it a shot. That kind of people. That even if it doesn't work out, just the fact that somebody's willing to push it that far, or just go like that to make your life again. If I can finally just spit this out, your life again. That's the biggest thing. I think maybe I'm a little more outgoing now. Maybe I don't really care. All these scars and missing this and missing that. Like, what? Are you going to make fun of me? Honestly? You're going to call me names? Whoa. Crazy. But that's it. That's honestly it. That's the biggest thing I wanted to stress to them, especially these younger kids, because there's some in there. They got to be younger. I'll be 36 this year. And no, I'm not afraid of saying it, because I like piling the years on just like I like piling the miles on. I ain't afraid of it. I actually look forward to it. So it's just, I really like stressing that. I think a lot of them heard it, and you can see a lot of them smile, and you get the hand, and you get the true, which I'm not going to imitate, but it was really cool. If I didn't already say that and you didn't get that yet. Other than that, oh shoot, before I forget. Ugh, I'm sore. Don't pick on me. Sorry. Been pushing it the past couple of days. But, look at that. Well, I mean, I still got to work on it because this socket is a lot shorter than my right socket. I have a little more on the right side. Again, previous videos, y'all haven't seen them. New people want to go just somewhere over that way in the menu. Find them. But pretty cool. I just came in the other day. It's another decal. It's just the same as the Alpine Stars. But I didn't feel right putting it right here, and I wasn't doing no side things or whatever. So why not? It kind of matches. Can't see it. Oh, you still can't see it. There it is. There we go. So you got the pinstripe in there, and then you get the Alpine Stars there. So it's the same thing. I'm not obsessed at all. At all. But that's all I wanted to show you all. I got it on both. But sorry, not sorry. The other side, maybe it'll work. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They're both the same thing. I'm over here looking away from y'all talking. Probably can't even hear me. It's like well, yeah, see, same thing. It's just this one's got a lot more space, so I could kind of stay away from that one-way valve a little bit better. But I cut off the little legs down here so I could fit it, spread it a little bit, ran it around. Looks pretty good. I mean, don't get too much closer than that. It might not look as good, but it looks pretty good. They're so cheap anyways, they're eBay decals. It's not like I'm getting them airbrushed or anything and messing them up myself, but they're cheap enough. You just order an extra one, and then that way if you mess it up or it scratches or... there we go. Click, click. Boom. Yeah. 3 more mods. We'll probably leave that alone for now. In the future, if I get a new set, said I was going to end this video, and we're sitting over 30 minutes, but I appreciate the heck out of y'all if you're still sticking around. In the future, I've been thinking about this too. I want to get, if I get in a new set of sockets to where they fit, like now, hopefully we're on like more of a smooth road. Now, 5 years later, I got these, the best set ever, that we can kind of stay around this or close to this, because if I can have it feeling like this, I can do it. I can manage without crying too much. But I get somebody that's good at airbrushing. I know a few people. Somebody that's good at painting. I know a few people. See if we can get something slick. So if I can get maybe a week or two, I can definitely afford to do that and give up that time. If I can get like a week or 2 or 3 of just good solid use every day, riding, playing with the kids, doing whatever it is I'm doing, not back flips or front flips or anything, but doing whatever it is I'm doing to where I can trust them, then I could just get some bad paint jobs. Still show the carbon fiber. I'm not ever hiding that. I'm obsessed with that, in case you didn't know that, but just in case. I don't know, it'd be cool if y'all have seen a lot of the motorcycle helmets. You got the carbon, but it's got, I don't know, the green or the blue over it, but it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's not ghost or whatever, translucent. There we go, kind of like a translucent green, and then the carbon weave showing through. That looks good. I don't know if I want to stick or commit to one color besides carbon fiber, but we'll see. I've even thought about ordering a couple of canards, like the little bumper spoilers, little vents there. Put them on the side of the bike. They have them on Ducatis. Don't judge me. They have them on the new ones, the Panigales, the V4s. I mean, I can put them on my legs and becoming one with the machine. It'll be amazing if I post this video, honestly. But I really, if y'all haven't figured it out, I don't care. I don't care. Cringy, embarrassing, but this is me. If anything, this is me a little withheld because I still, for some reason, I still get a little shy around the camera. I have no idea why. I can delete it, edit it, do whatever I want with it, even though I'm not good at editing yet, obviously. But I can do all that. I don't have to post it. I don't have to post it, but I'm going to because I don't care, and I ran out of shame a long time ago. So the last thing I'm going to say before I forget again, y'all have seen, I know you have if you've been around for a little while, the running blades from Levitate. Yet again, another company you're going to see. You're going to see my lifestyle, what I have, and either I'm really good at saving my money or these companies do not pay me or hook me up. They don't. YouTube, anybody, no. I don't get stuff like that. I just get the best thing of all, meeting really good people and seeing really cool things, changing people's lives, all that stuff. But Levitate is having a meetup in Jacksonville. If y'all want to sit there and go to it, anybody that's amputees that's around here, obviously Jacksonville, Florida, way up at the top, where it actually still kind of gets pretty chilly. I will try, I have to put this in the link. I will put this in the description somewhere because I don't remember the date, and if the slightest chance that one of y'all take me up on it, I'm not going to have you go up a week ahead of time or something and just track me down and we'll figure it out. But it's cool. If I can do this quick and tell y'all quick, especially when I put this at the end of the video. They have the running blades there, and they have the new, what they call Forever Feet, or Forever Foot. It's a prosthetic foot, but it's way more than just the prosthetic foot, especially when they're making their own sockets now, like my carbon, but they're whatever material they chose, some kind of composite or something. I don't even need that. You don't need that. Anybody else that has a prosthetic that wants any of this, you don't need their specific socket. I mean, I proved it. I got their running blades on my sockets from Integrity, who has nothing to do with them. Not affiliated, not connected, nothing. They put the thing online, if I can think here, the form online. You fill it out. It really doesn't take at all any time. Even the people that come to your door and lie and say, no, sir, it doesn't take any time, fill it out. No, less time than those people. You go on there, you type in a couple things about yourself, your name, address, your height and weight and all that stuff. They will have a set of running blades waiting for you there. You don't have to pay to use them. You don't have to pay to get in. You go there, you try them out. It's like a test drive for a car, test ride for a motorcycle. You just go there, and it's awesome. You get to do it all. You have the people there from Levitate and a whole bunch of other amputees. That's one of the reasons why I'm going too, is because I love my processes in my office and all that, unless I'm really not, seeing the best. Like, I haven't really all my life, but not seeing the best lately. I haven't seen any amputees that work there. So no, it's not saying anything poorly about them, but I don't know. I don't think he trust a dating coach if she was single. It's not being mean, but or he, whatever, he or she was a dating coach and they were single and they're like, no, you need to do this to get a married. No. These people know what they're doing. They're good. Trust me, they are. But there's going to be nothing but amputees at this place. The oddball might be the people that have normal body parts. I don't know. That might be the minority there. But minority amount of people. If you want to go, please. I put it up on the Instagram. I'm trying to put a couple more on. If you see this, just type in Levitate anywhere, on Google, on YouTube, on Instagram. Just like anybody that does good things, that actually does follow through with what they say and what they believe in. They're all over the place, so you can find them. It's Levitate, and it's the running blades and their Forever Foot, which is a foot with, again, I don't want to explain it. You got to check it out. The videos do it. They have the short little clips. Sebastian, everybody over there, awesome. And they're coming to Jacksonville. I'll put that in the description, like I've already said. But I'm definitely going, as long as it's not snowing for some weird reason. I'm definitely going. I'll put the backpack on, just like the Christmas tree, throwing the running blades in the back. I won't be able to run still unless they got a treadmill, and even then this right knee is just falling apart. It feels like it's just crumbling, snapping, popping, all yeah. So probably don't want to push it. I like riding and playing with my kids for right now, so we'll keep that until we can figure out surgery, whenever. But please, If you want to, don't be shy. Please, even if you just show up, even if you tell yourself, "No, no, I ain't gonna put on running blades. I ain't gonna do it. I don't want to do it. I don't run. I don't want to do it." Sign up, and then when you get there, they have an extra pair for you. Ooh, they bring like a whole box truck of running blades and feet, just tons. So if there's an extra pair for somebody, it's not a big deal. It's not like you're outing somebody by doing that, right? They bring what they need, so whoever fills it out, thousands, whatever it is. I don't even know how many people show up to this. They've done Texas and like Boston so far since I've been following it, but Jacksonville, can't wait. So yeah, I'll be hopping on the bike and I'll be throwing the blades in the back, at least bringing them with me, just in case. They probably have a set there too, since I filled it out anyways, but I said, no, I don't want running blades, I have my own, because you can do other and fill that out. I don't even think it's 10 questions. I honestly don't even think it's 10 questions. And if you're an amputee and you want to get back to running, I don't even need to say anything I just said. I don't. That's the best part about it too, that I keep trying to explain, and especially at my process office, man, these flies keep poking me in the eyeball. At my process office, I kept going over the blades and all that, and I kept talking to them about that, and a lot of people are like, yeah, man, that's the first thing they say, because obviously they're called running blades. So I don't get mad at people for doing that, but they say, oh, I can't run. That's the first. No, they're not. Man, they're for around the yard. There, if you want to go to the park and go for a walk, like if right now you're an amputee and you put sneakers on, tennis shoes or whatever, and you go to the walking park and just go around the park once or twice, and that's it. You can do it with these blades. I can personally vouch that 2 of them, it's just a little tricky at first, and you can't stand still unless you got something to hold on to or lean onto or sit down. As long as you got hold, lean, or sit, double amputee, it's still not a problem. It really isn't. And how many times I've been able to stop on the grass, which thankfully, maybe it's just because I'm lucky, I've been able to stop and kind of do the squishing grapes kind of stepping thing, and then kind of lean down and put my hand on the ground, my good wrist, and then I'm good. As soon as I get that on the ground, then I can spin and just sit down. So either way, but just everything, maybe not riding bikes, because if y'all have seen those, the contact patch on the bottom is like, I don't know, less than a pack of cigarettes. It's small, so that's why I don't do it with a bike too. They're springy, real, like, again, not going to talk about the composite material or whatever they use, but it's a trampoline. You're walking on a trampoline. So it's pretty cool. It's not as, free or whatever. It's kind of stiff, especially depending on your weight. Obviously, I would think with a person heavier than me, it'd be a little less of a bounce maybe, or maybe it'd be more. See, I don't know. I just know about me and barely even that. But, man, please. I've seen people go fishing with them, and I've seen a lot of them too, and I'm saying this only because if there's some of y'all out there that are just one single amputee, definitely, below the knee or above the knee, before I forget. Don't even think because you're above the knee and you still want to get back to running, or you want to run again because maybe your hips and stuff aren't that bad, or you just even want to try it, whatever, and it's your life, you want to try it, do it. That's the one thing I want to drive on this commercial. You can still do it above the knee. Still do it. Watch the videos, go all over the place. They've got millions of videos of levitate themselves. And if you don't feel inspired and pumped up after that, I'd probably, honestly, before I leave this, we're cranking up there with the time, but if I sat there and I wasn't an amputee and I watched one of those videos, I would probably be so pumped up after watching one of the videos, I'd go to leave to go meet them, and then, obviously put 2 and 2 together. But all these silly little stories, please, if there's any of y'all out there that are amputees and you want to do this, it's not like a SOS cry. It's just more of like a SOS for yourself. If you want to run, if you want to get back to this. The only thing really holding me back right now is this right knee, but I'm still going to try it again soon. I still try every once in a while to see how it goes, even just to strap them on and walk down the road. I walked down, 4 houses down, and then turned around and walked back and walked down to my son's bus stop, and then came back to the house. And that was just a lot of work if you don't wear the blades at least. I don't know, maybe guessing here, maybe at least wear them once a week, once every 2 weeks. It's a lot of work. Your thighs, boy, they're on fire. They feel like they're like this big after, but they're on fire after like rollerblading forever. And it's, back to where I was going with it, please. If you don't know me, or if you do know me, or if you're a subscriber or whatever you are, at the end of the day, if you're an amputee, sign up, please. Hit them up, fill it out, whatever you got to do. Before I upload this video for the second time, I will make sure somehow, some way, I'll put Levitate in there, at least just the name, so you know. And you go on there, they're promoting it like crazy because they're coming here any day now. I think it's more or less, I want maybe a month away. That's why I hate that I didn't write it down somewhere, or at least put a sticky note on the gas tank. I'm gonna get there soon. But yeah, no, this would be great if I could see a couple of y'all there too. Even if you're down in Florida visiting, man, hit me up. And then after I go or before I go, I'll sit there and meet up with you and have a coffee or something. I don't know if you want to, if you're around, not specifically to meet me, obviously, but if you're in Florida and you're like, hey, bro, I'm like halfway to Jacksonville right now. Where you at? I'll stop off at a Waffle House, have breakfast with you. Who knows? All I know is that's going to be a cool ride too, because that's about, well, regardless, it's over 3 hours for me. So if I take the right roads, so not highway, I'll get all that beautiful scenery and everything. That'd be amazing. Going up there and back, me and Rachel, it'd be good. That's it. That's where I'm ending it. I ain't got nothing else. The reason I didn't bring the kids up because they're doing awesome. They're really doing awesome. My oldest is starting to get that almost a teenager pain in my backside kind of thing going on, and then the little guy, he's just, see, I said there was nothing. Of course, I always have something to say about him, but he's crawling like crazy. I had to put the blanket down on the floor and put the pillows around him and all that, and trying to get a little area with all his toys out there. And I'll get down with him sometimes, which, I'm not making excuses, but with the knees and all that, I'm not in love with getting down on the floor if I don't have my boots on. So if I have my boots on, though, I'll do it every time. And yeah, no, he's fast. He'll right up and over the pillows now, and he'll be right across the floor. I tried with him when he was younger too, and by younger I mean a couple months ago. I put my hands behind his feet and kind of just push up on one and hold it there, so that way he had something to push off, and his leg was already kind of compressed a little bit. Not to hurt him, nothing, nothing mean or any of that, but compress that one, he'd push off it, and then I'd slowly push the other one up and compress that, and then he'd push off that. And I don't know if that helped, but I'd like to think it did. Hopefully. And yeah, I can't wait to teach him how to walk, because thank God I got the ability once again. And maybe I can teach this son how to ride a bike. My oldest, his mother definitely taught him how to ride. I will say that every single time without holding it back. But I mean, either way, he got the ride though, and I got to watch him. It didn't take him long. Pushed him a couple times, and then look, not even a year later, he's got a mini bike. He's riding around doing whatever. He's asking me about Thumper. Not on the road, so nobody, attack me in the comments or anything. But he took Thumper off the kickstand. I know that any of y'all know an LS650 or a Boulevard S40. Not a heavy bike. Not a heavy bike at all. Even with fake legs, right out of the hospital, not a heavy bike. But he would still, he picks it right up off the kickstand and goes to act like he's reaching to grab the clutch, and he hasn't even ridden with the clutch. None of it. But he was driving my car. I was the one using the pedals. I mean, but he was still steering though, We'll see. In my mind, she's too fresh for a dirt bike build or a ADV bike kind of setup or anything. Obviously, it takes me forever to do stuff, so it's great to talk about this. But we're gonna go. Thumper is gonna just be put back together for good running. Jet the carb and all that, and clean out the exhaust and intake. Get her just at least running right and not super lean. And then after she's looking a little better and polished up, and I got Roxy, I'm not gonna release my plans on her yet. All I'm saying is I'm taking a little of the, hunched over tuck style and a little of the chopper style, and we're gonna mingle two of those. I'm not saying it's never been done before, but that's all I'm saying. It's kind of like, I don't know. I think of myself like Inspector Gadget, and then Iron Man, and then put a little, without disrespecting him, put a little bit of Hank Williams in the middle, and then just that's what I always think about. We'll see. And that's off of going off Roxy, and we're going to switch her out too. But we'll get there eventually. I really got to get the white bike going so I can get Rachel out. That rocker cover is really starting to seep a little bit on the outside, especially with my spirited riding. Or my foot slipped. I could definitely go with that excuse now, right? Like my rubber foot. Yeah, see, don't even have to finish that. I know half of y'all are at least laughing a little bit. So before I embarrass myself too much to the point where I actually feel embarrassed. Till next time, YouTube. I don't know what's coming up next. I got to pop out a screw out of my shin and have my prosthetist swap it out, because I did release this. I'm an inch shorter on one side, and it's really not making my lower back happy with that. Your hips pivoting like this. It's not fun. So we'll have to fix that. I stripped it out. I don't want to mess it up. If I break this, then I'm not walking. I'm hopping, and I can't hop either. So we'll figure that one out. But as far as that goes, it's the only thing planned right now for that. The kids are the kids. We're gonna keep taking care of them and doing whatever I can with them. Sammy, I guess we'll be having her come up a little bit if any of y'all care. 89 Mustang. I'm putting tires on. I ain't gonna bore y'all with that, but I gotta do something with the paint. Gotta do something with the interior. Maybe I can move my phone just a little bit. I know y'all have seen her before. Well, yeah, that's good camera work. But yeah, and just future reference, don't blast it if you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Don't blast it up, and definitely don't spray paint. But we'll get it back painted, a nice factory blue, or maybe a nice satin black. But that'll be it. We'll get from there and we'll go see whatever. Obviously the riding videos though. I'm just not gonna keep beating that to death. I gotta figure out the mic. Once I figure that out, I will upload. So as soon as you see the next video of the leg cam, then it's gonna have audio, or else you're not gonna see one. Hold me to it. I can't run. It's not like I can get away fast unless I have a motor between my legs or in front of me. So take that as far as you can throw it. Until next time, you two. Keep your fingers crossed and not your threads. Crash out.